No. No. Oh my. No! G'day my friends, Marty Ware here from Marty's Garden. Look, I got a real problem today. If you've been following the Outdoor Urban Worm Farm project, you would know that I sell compost and farm worms here, and I've slowly been working on a system, getting it better and better all the time, so I don't lose my worm stocks. Now, what happened was, through the winter time, we had a bit of a cooler winter than normal, and I was selling bits and pieces of compost, and the worms were really breeding up quite good. Then I got all these big sales, and I had to push them through. I tried to save as many worms as I could, and then when I went to get some more mushroom compost, because I'm not using any leaf mold at the moment, so if I use that through the winter time, it's too fresh. When I bought it, it's just too fresh, and I didn't have enough sort of left in my sort of safety zone to keep up with supply and demand. And obviously you turn people away, they're not going to come back, and you know, and all these problems. So I ordered 3 cubes of mushroom compost to be dropped off. Now it is just, it's too fresh. So what happens, what does that mean? Well, what that means is that it heats up. It's still in the breaking down process, and I add coffee grounds to it as well, which has got nitrogen, which heats it up as well. But that adds the extra minerals, and then that nitrogen feeds that biology and helps it break down faster. So what's happening is when I'm sticking my hands into these windrows now, they're too warm, and the worms don't like it. They leave and they scatter, and they go for those cooler zones where they can find a nice moist place where it's the right temperature for them. Look, if it's too warm, look, I stuck my hand in, it was too warm, it was uncomfortable for me. Compost worm's gonna go, man, I am out of here, or could possibly die, right? I've noticed that when I'm digging and I throw them back on a pile where it's warm, they jump and come to the surface, and worms always go down, and they're coming up and scooting along the surface because it's burning their little butts, right? And so, yeah, I've got a problem here. I'm gonna give you a bit of a look at the pile. Now I just took off the screens here, the shade cloth, to sort of dig in and feel the heat, and you can see, like, this is, I don't know if it's going to come out on the camera here, but hopefully it's going to show that smoke coming out of there. You can see all the little grey bits. That's like where it's like burning. It's just too hot, like far out. That's got to be like 50 degrees. It's almost like burning my hand. And obviously there's coffee in that part, right? So some parts are less than others, but this is creating quite a large problem. It means I'm gonna have to get in, turn it over every day instead of every 3 days to keep cooling it down. Now, I think I have some good news. Down this end here, which I'm gonna show you now, has broken down much further. It's something that I saved right near the end, and thank goodness. Look at the smoke still pouring out of it. Look at this. It's mental. Shouldn't be that hot, even if it's like, if it's 2/3 broken down, you're putting coffee in it, doesn't get that hot. Man, I could cook something in there. Out of control, and we haven't had any rain to cool things down as well. And so even this side's smoking, and that's like more of a processed compost. So anyway, look, we'll go over here and we'll have a look in this area here where this stuff's already broken down, and I did save some. Oh, thank goodness. Come on, babies, come on, come to the surface. Oh. So they've all moved well, not all, a lot would have died. Some would have moved to the outer edges, and it's because it's not raining on the outer edges, sort of like out here on the outskirts. They generally scoot out onto here when it's raining and wet. They'll hang on the edges there and move back in through. Not enough rain to do that, so big problems. But we'll just keep digging through here a bit more and see. If I dig down deep, it's warm, but it's not overly hot. And nice size compost worm there. He's a beauty. Sorry, mate. We'll let you back in. There you go. So they are in this spot. It's nice and cool here. It's nice and moist. What does that mean? Well, it means that they're going to lay cocoons in this area, and I've got another order for wow, what have I got an order for? About 14 bags. And so I don't even know if I do that, but this is sort of cooling down here. Yeah, that's a bit cooler. So back to about here. I'll probably get close to that order in there, and I'm going to have to take all those worms out of there, save them, and move them over into these far bins. And this lot, it's all got to be processed, so I could be 2-3 weeks away before any of this is ready to go back out again. So these are some of the problems that you have with micro farming and farming worms. I'm just going to cover these back over again. I've got to get out here with a hose and hose them back down. I've got to turn them over and all that stuff, but I've got to be a bit careful with my neck. I just can't, my dystonia, I can't just get out here and just flog myself on the shovel every day. So I usually get out and turn every 2 or 3 days. So, well, if it has to wait, it has to wait. That's just life, you know, and that's business. We'll get in the shade here a bit. So yeah, that's just business, and I just wanted to share that with you because we've got to keep our stocks in places. Like if I didn't have those bins, the big worm bins in my other worm farms, I'd be nearly out of compost worms. And it has happened to me before, and that's one reason why I've always kept those side stocks. I always had the smaller bins, I never had the big ones. And so it means that I probably got to look into extending the big bins out, get more of them sorted. Maybe in this area in here where the chickens used to be, they're over at the neighbours now, across the road with the 2 young girls over there, if you're wondering where they have been. So anyway, look, that's just a bit of an update, guys. I'm going to get back to hanging out with my daughter today while it's still school holidays, and do some more gardening in here and work on my worm farms a little bit. Thanks heaps for your support. Have a great day. Hope you learnt something from this. Any questions down below, and I'll see you at the next vlog real soon. It's all good really, but we just solve problems as we go. Bye for now.